Wow, what a crazy week for Lions fans. First, a bizarre situation involving one of the greatest players in the team's history made everyone think the worst, and things got completely out of control. Then, Julian Edelman went on national TV and basically said one of the biggest weird things about the Lions. And when you thought that was enough, Dan Campbell went public and made some controversial statements that left fans even more speechless. And yes, just the first of those statements already sent fans into a frenzy. Alright, so here's something you don't see every day. The NFL Hall of Fame basically tried to bury a legend, literally, and they were dead wrong. On November 29th, the Hall of Fame sent out an official email saying that Lem Barney, one of the greatest Lions of all time, had passed away. But here's the twist, he's very much alive. Yeah, you heard that right, the dude is doing just fine. Lem Barney, for those too young to remember, was a shutdown corner and electric returner for the Lions from 67 to 77, an icon. So naturally, when fans saw the RIP headline from the Hall itself, panic kicked in. But it turns out, someone jumped the gun, big time. The Hall had to backpedal faster than a rookie corner on Tyreek Hill. They sent out a follow-up saying, yeah, about that, we actually can't confirm that info, sorry for the confusion. Classic. But things really got cleared up when Lem Barney III, his son, stepped up and told reporters he had just seen his dad on Thanksgiving, 2 days before the false alarm. The man even got a nurse to send a selfie with Lem in the background, alive and well. Quote from the son, "He's good, he is alive. Period." And here's the kicker, but this isn't even the first time this happened. Earlier this year, after those floods in Texas, there was another false report claiming Barney had passed. The family's basically at the point of saying, boy who cried wolf vibes now. Fans were relieved, but also furious. One posted, "Glad this was a false alarm. Lem Barney is alive and well. Appreciate the quick clarification from his family." Another fan, clearly fed up, called it one of the most embarrassing weeks in Lions history. And that's saying something. But let's be clear, this wasn't on the Lions. Local reporter Dave Burkett made that known, saying the team didn't confirm anything and were just as blindsided as everyone else. The Hall of Fame fumbled this one on their own. And yeah, now the Lions turn their focus to facing the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football, but they've already had one major scare this week, and it didn't even happen on the field. And just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, boom, Julian Edelman shows up on national TV and throws serious shade at the Lions, says they're not tough anymore. Let's go. Let's get this straight. The Lions took a punch to the gut on Thanksgiving. Losing 31-24 to the Packers at home wasn't just a bad look. It might have exposed something deeper. And that's not coming from just any fan. That's coming from Julian Edelman, who lit into Detroit Live on Fox. According to him, the Lions have officially lost their edge, their identity, their toughness. The Detroit Lions may have lost their toughness, Edelman said, and then he broke it down. He listed the 3 pillars of a tough football team: run the ball, stop the run, protect your QB. So how did Detroit do? Well, only 1 out of 3. Let's start with the run game. They're still solid there. Top 5 in the league, averaging 138 rushing yards per game. So far, so good. Defensively against the run? Meh. Middle of the pack, allowing about 104 per game. Not awful, not great. But when it comes to protecting Jared Goff, it's been a straight up mess lately. 7 QB hits, 3 sacks, 7 hurries in just 1 game. That's not just shaky, that's a liability. Goff's been sacked 26 times this season for 170 lost yards. That's bottom half of the league stuff. And Edelman didn't stop there. He ripped the defense too. On the other side, 0 sacks, 3 hurries. They just couldn't get anything on Jordan Love, he said. And he wasn't wrong. Detroit came into the season as one of the top sacking teams in the league, but in their last 3 games, they've averaged less than 1 sack per game. That's a huge drop-off. Teams are figuring them out. To make matters worse, the injuries are piling up like dirty laundry. Kirby Joseph, their top safety, has missed the last 6 games, and it shows. Sam Laporta, one of Goff's favorite targets, is done for the season. And Amon-Ra St. Brown left the Packers game with a sprained ankle and didn't return. That's 3 of their most impactful guys, all banged up. Edelman's take hits hard, but it's not just trash talk, there's truth in it. The Lions do look less aggressive, less physical, and way more beatable. And get this, it's gotten so desperate that they reportedly considered calling Frank Ragnow out of retirement. That's where we are now. It's easy to forget this team went 15-2 last year and looked like the NFC's next big thing, but ever since that embarrassing playoff exit to Washington, something's felt off. That spark, that swagger, it's gone. Now they're 8-5, out of the playoff picture, and looking more like a team clinging to survival than chasing a Super Bowl. So is Edelman right? Did the Lions lose their bite? Or are injuries just killing their momentum? Either way, fans are starting to sweat. But just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, Dan Campbell took the mic and dropped a reality check. And this time, he didn't blame anyone but himself. Check this out. Alright, so here's the thing. It's one thing for outsiders like Edelman to take shots at the team, but when your head coach steps up and admits things are spiraling, that hits different. After the ugly loss to Green Bay, Dan Campbell didn't sugarcoat anything. He owned up to the chaos and called out what's really holding the team back. 2 words: discipline and detail. And look, he's not wrong. First off, how do you start a game? A division game? No less. With only 10 guys on defense? That's not just a mistake. That's flat out inexcusable. The Packers wasted no time and turned that into a touchdown right out the gate. Then, just to keep things balanced, the Lions later got flagged for having 12 men on the field in the second quarter. Boom, another Packers touchdown. 2 gift-wrapped drives, all because the team couldn't get the basics right. And let's not forget, this all happened while Campbell had taken over offensive play calling duties from John Morton. So yeah, fans are starting to ask the obvious. Is this guy doing too much? Campbell faced the press and didn't dodge anything. Here's what he said. We've not been detailed enough. The discipline. It's something I plan on hitting head on. That's on my watch, and that's not okay. He doubled down, saying it's his job to make sure the team doesn't beat itself. The problem isn't talent. The problem is execution. Lining up wrong, mental errors, stupid penalties, things they can control. And he's not backing off the play calling duties either. Despite the misfires, Campbell said he still believes it's the best move for the team. That could either be bold leadership or a stubborn gamble that backfires. Bottom line, this isn't the gritty, laser-focused Lions team from last season. This is a version that shoots itself in the foot, then reloads. Campbell talked about digging out of holes and how the team always finds a way later in games. But man, how many holes can you survive before it buries the season? When your own coach admits the team's inconsistent, undisciplined, and off rhythm, yeah, you know it's real. And if they don't fix it now, that 8-5 record might not matter much in a few weeks. Right now, the Lions are beating themselves, and that's the most frustrating part. But what do you think? Just a rough patch or the beginning of the end? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next in this saga.